We all want to hit the ball farther, but maybe as we get a little bit older or we start losing some flexibility, we start losing length in the golf swing. And when we lose length in the golf swing, we lose speed of the club head. And when we lose that, we're losing distance. So we got to solve that problem. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. And by the way, tell all your buds what we're doing here. Now, how do we make the club go a little bit farther? Well, in order for the club to go a little bit farther, what we have to do is we got to go a little bit farther. We've got to make the proper motion. We got to make a fuller, more complete turn. We got to let our weight distribution move a little bit more circularly. That's what we got to do. We got to spin. Now, how do we teach ourselves to do it? Well, there's a lot of different things that people think about at the start of the backswing. A lot of people go, I like to move my lead shoulder. Oh, no. I like to move that lead hip back there. Okay, well, good for you. Hey, no, you know what? Here's the key. I got the key. I just figured it out. We got to move the belt buckle. No. I want you to move your chest. We're 0 for 4. Right now, what I want you to do is I want you to move your trail hip. And I want you to move your trail hip back and away. So imagine that my hands are on a steering wheel right now. And my right hand is at 3 o'clock and my left hand is at 9 o'clock. And I'm going to make a right turn, which is in effect, as a right-handed golfer, what we do is we make a right turn. We turn to our right. Well, if we're driving a car and we turn to the right, we go like this. And what happens to my right hand is it goes actually down and forward. So my right hand, which starts out in the brick there, no, you can stay right there, Gibbsy, that's fine. We start out, my right hand is in the brick right there. When I turn it, it actually moves closer to me. It goes that way. That's what it's doing. Well, we want the right hip to do the same thing. We want the trail hip to do the same thing. So when I put this here at my hips and my hands are now on my hips, I want to take my right hip and I want it to go that way. And when my right hip goes that way, look at what happened to my shoulders. They turned. And the more I let my body turn, the longer my golf swing is going to get. So when I stand here and I turn, now my golf club will get past parallel. Now, I don't typically swing to parallel, but when I think about turning that hip, now all of a sudden I have it. And when you look at my hip in the face on, you can see this brick that's right behind there. My right hip is right up against it, and when I turn it properly, it opens the door. So now you can see some of that wood behind to the left of the brick there. Boom. Look at what happens to my leg. You can't see that pair of shoes in my right thigh. When I go like this, now you can see it. That's how the hips are going to work. And when the hips do that, the chest does that, and the club does this. So if I get in here, and I don't turn the hips, I'm just going to freeze the hips so they go. That was as hard as I can swing with that golf club and feeling like I wasn't turning my hips. And that one went about 145 yards. The club head speed was at 78. Okay? Now, and this is a 6-iron. When I take my hip, my right hip, and I turn it behind me. Okay? So I'm in here like this. And I turn it behind me. Now, I'm not worried about ball speed right now because through time and effort, hitting the golf ball, I'll find the center of the club face. And I can't guarantee that I'm going to find the center of the club face. What I can tell you is that this club head will move faster than 78.3 miles an hour. So in here like this, and all I'm going to do is just spin. And now, that club head speed goes up to 80.8. The ball went out to 173 yards. It flew 167. And that's like the first time doing it. I haven't even thought about that. In time, with repetition, that gets better and better and better. But you aren't going to be able to get the flexibility and the freedom and the length in the swing without this trail hip moving around in a circle. You've got to get this thing moving. And if you struggle with that, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take your normal stance and I want you to shrink it. So you're going to bring your feet together with all clubs. If you're struggling getting this with a driver, narrow your stance. I know everybody's going, well, you got to have this stance. No, you don't. What you got to do is you got to get this to go like that. I've seen a lot of players through time play a lot of great golf, hit a lot of long tee shots without having a wide stance. Now, if you struggle with turning your hip, like I'm turning it, I just can't get enough out of it, that's when you narrow. Don't narrow first, narrow second. Think about the trail hip rotating. Let's do this again. Let's see if I can increase this past 81 miles an hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to really feel that hip moving out of the way there. Okay? So here we go. Move it out of the way. Oh, that was pretty good there. There you go. So that one there is 83 miles an hour. Now, I flew it a little bit farther. I didn't quite get the ball speed reflected in the clubhead speed because I don't have the consistency of the strike yet, but I've lifted that clubhead speed now up to 83 miles an hour. So I'm 5 miles an hour faster with a 6-iron. And all because of the rotation that my body is taking and how my weight is now being moved circularly or rotationally in the swing instead of laterally or not at all. Let's see if we can do it again. Give this one a real focus on that hip and then making solid contact. That one was pulverized. Okay, come on up to the front here, because this one now, I actually, with a little bit, like I told you, 3 swings, 4 swings, whatever it was, all of a sudden, I developed a little feel. And you'll get the same. It'll happen really fast. You just got to be patient early on. Couple of swings, maybe 3, 5, 10 swings, you'll find it. But all of a sudden, my club head speed went up to 85. My ball speed went up to 121.6, rounded up for 122, and my distance, all of a sudden, I'm up to 190. The length of the swing there, and I can't see it, but I can feel it, it felt like it was a little bit longer, almost to parallel. I don't know whether it got there or not, but almost to parallel. And that's certainly longer than I will normally get it. And I also, by the way, hit a draw. So that one there had almost 1,000 RPMs of left spin. So that was really a shot that you want to hit. And by the way, when you start to do this, you'll start to get more draws, provided that your club face is in the right spot. But here's what you got to maintain in your mind. The freedom in that swing, the length of that swing is going to be found in the rotation and the movement of your trail hip. You've got to get that trail hip spinning behind you, just like you're steering that wheel. So here like this, take that right turn. We're making a right turn. Take that right turn, and that hip is going to be going back around and forward. It's going to be going towards the target if it's doing the right thing. We don't want it to go away from the target. We want it to go towards that target. When you start to do that, you free up the upper body to move, gives you a little bit more length in the swing, allows your arms to go a little bit farther, and all of a sudden the club's traveling a greater distance. You've got more time, more chance to increase speed in the club head and ultimately increase speed in the golf ball. Give this a try. I am certain it's going to help you out. To improve all parts of your game, subscribe to my channel and click the link below.